Afternoon, well, afternoon, wow. Morning, everybody. Just finished up night patrols, nothing too eventful, especially not for my channel, as you can see. Nothing eventful at all in there. Um, Basically, I have like stations now, as you can see. Bit of an upgrade to the arms. Yep, it works just like this. Loosens up, tightens up. Still staying loose though. It gets a little unloosened. And obviously, I got some padding. The padding really is just because, basically, my bone in my right knee, um, well, not even. So basically, I have an extra bone. You only have a certain set of bones. Me, I have extra bones. And one of them is a spike that's in my knee. So basically, the old knee pads were okay until I started running more often with them, and that's when the real problem started. Pretty much started coming up, which is they were rubbing against. It was rubbing against my bone spike, and it was just causing some discomfort. So I was like, okay, let me go into the storage, because I have a storage room, that I keep old and spare equipment in, like this, for example. Now this is just like a standard version. If I wanted it to be a bit better, I could obviously use my cloth wraps, wrap it at the base of the skin, obviously reinforce the gloves. As you see, no cloth wrap, but this right here, added with this, it's a pretty good amount of protection for the most part. Again, nothing too crazy. Like, this ain't no vibranium armor or nothing like that. This is just cloth and a bit of leather. Now, granted, I did take out the leather vest part with the cooling system in it because of the fact that the cooling system's down for the moment until I get the wire replacement kit. Or as I'm starting to kind of see, actually no. That's later down the line. Sorry. Sometimes thought comes out way too early than it should. But basically, this setup is a lot more comfortable for me, and it maintains flexibility while still enhancing defense and offense at the same time because of, this is this it may not be super thick, but it's thick enough. Um, in terms of the progress with the game, if you kept up with the thoughts, you'll know that I'm working mostly on The Office, and we're about to do another test run of The Office. Once we do the test run, right? Oh, well, actually, yeah. Right now, we're actually making some extremely great progress. We have the model. The model has been rigged. I've used the model already to test out its movement and its height, synchronicity, all that niceness. Just make sure that when I put my new skin suit on, it fits right. I don't want to look like Leatherface. Anyway, though, yes, it was for the most part good enough for me to just give it a few adjustment orders for my AI team, and now I got to test to see if the adjustment orders went through well for the most part or fell on deaf ears. For that, after that portion, basically we're gonna be looking at getting membrane operational enough to accompany me in my testing out of the mod and everything. We will be implementing abilities specific to the Eternia character itself, my inner self version, reality character. I don't really know how to categorize that. Meta. There we go. Call it meta. Yes, the meta character, because here's the thing. Just because you don't recognize the character does not mean they're not meta. Meta is a whole different word. It's been popularized a lot. But yeah, this is a meta character I'm building. A character that will be able to transverse to other games with all his latent abilities. and can be changed out if necessary. That, though, we're working on. If you did see the models earlier, uh, those will be the forms because we had a few problems with the original first model showcase, the one with the great sword and everything. Unfortunately, we ain't at that level where cloth material can be implemented just yet. I've been doing my own side mission trying to help out indie developers and whatnot, but it just keeps falling on deaf ears, or I get a lot of resistance, and I just don't have the time or the patience to argue with someone about me offering help. And that's a lot of it. Now, when it comes down to the channel here, the reason why I'm going to be pushing this more, and I'm not going to be hitting on anybody specifically on anything, because that just sounds ridiculous. The reason why I'm pushing this more is because of the fact of how easy, widespread YouTube is. TikTok's fast paced, but it's wild, out of control even, because there's just too much, there's way too much happening, and people clearly run into some very shady individuals. Why I always post in my DMs a bit. But basically, the reason why I'm hitting up on YouTube more is because of the fact that YouTube has a much more easier access into the US audience. And even if you're not a United States citizen, there's a lot happening over here. And I'm trying to just contribute as much as I can. That's why I'm pushing for this more so. Here's the thing. For the past 2 months, I have been draining money into this. I have not really made much of anything. The few music shorts and whatnot, I'm literally just seeing what I can get out of that, if there's anything to get out of that. It's only like $700. And I'm nowhere near the leaderboards. And trust me, I'm not expecting to be in the leaderboards, because I go on a integrity, honesty, accountability kind of channel. If I mess up, I'm gonna tell you. I messed up a lot when I was developing this mod. That's why we went back to the office, because I was like, okay, I can't keep jumping every single time. So if you want to know why you don't hear much about the mod and whatnot, it's on me. Hey, first taste of my accountability. I'm messing up the mod because I don't really know what I'm doing exactly, and it's a learning experience. So there's a lot of back and forth, but there's moments where I realize, why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I just say tell it to do this instead? Because now it's twirling around, things like that. But pretty much, channel is about variety, about fitness, nutrition, life, and mindset. Those are the easiest things to understand why I'm hitting on them as a Marine. I don't know what to tell you on that one. It's just, in the US or even a lot of places, people have kind of become so numb to just modern day life that it is crippling societies. And I say societies as in around the world. Now, obviously, other countries and governments, I don't know a whole lot, but when problems pop up, they tend to be online, and I tend to look and do a little research if it perks my interest enough. ADHD and autism. You gotta draw my attention. If you want my attention, you gotta draw it in, not demand it. Okay? Don't be demanding me. Like, I don't know where you come from, but demanding strangers for things is just ridiculous. Anyway, for those who are still here, real followers, this is Eternia. Try and be productive. Think about your health. And, always try to create a little bit of time in your schedule so that you can properly think through things. Again, the whole rushing, I need to hurry up and get something done, it doesn't cut it, because as you rush, you're missing out on opportunities in your life. So that's why it's always okay. It's okay just to take a step back, really take a rest, think. Because if you stop and take a rest, are you really going to lose the path forward? No. If you think you are, you're narrow-minded, unfortunately. I just hate to say it. That's just what it is. You're just narrow-minded. You know, you got tunnel vision, buddy. You can't be acting like that. I knew a guy back in the day, big tunnel vision. I don't even know what the world he's doing right now. And I'm like, here's the thing. I don't really care. Because the man made his decisions. He kept pushing it. And I was just like, I mean, you have better options of going about this instead of trying to rush. And trust me, I don't owe money as much as that man owes money. I try to avoid big boy debt. I don't like big boy debt. Big boy debt makes me scared. Ooh. Anyway, this is Eternia, and I'm out. Sorry for the over talking.